plate. Guns and ammunition were my chosen way of life. With God-fearing people I chose to strive for all of the lives that are taken. They can never be replaced.
Well,
But still, Jaja chose to remember.
Welcome. A day after the GFA president and his officials decide to explain certain things to Ghanaians for us to understand exactly what happened right from here to Brazil and from Brazil back to Ghana. You are entitled to your opinion, whether or not you want to believe them or not. But what we expect is government having contributed some amount of money into this kind of trip and this kind of activity or the World Cup tournament. We expect that it also launches an investigation into some of these issues. Of course, GFA will tell its part of the story. Government will also have to tell its part of the story. Then let the people judge. My name is Annie Efo. You're welcome to the first show on First Digital TV. Always problems, situations, things are getting worse by the day, but we definitely will still look into them and try to suggest solutions for you to be able to live comfortably without pouring yourself onto the streets and conducting demo and finding yourself engaged in a battle with a minister of state. You're welcome once again. You can join us on social media. We're active. Twitter, say Twitter Swayade. So go there and join in the action. Twitter is at First Digital TV. The Facebook handle is also First Digital TV. Go and enjoy some of the pictures and the comments that we actually put there. The website is www.firstdigitalghana.com. You can also send your messages or your WhatsApp messages to 0244168487 and we'll read your comments to you. Join in the discussion. Let me give you the tidbits, okay, before we go for the motivation tidbits today. Let me start off with Parliament. So yesterday, the Ministry of Education presented a request, not education, but the finance chairman, that's the chairman of the finance committee, Honorable James Afeji, presented a budget to the House for it to be approved by the House, so the finance ministry could release some funds for the education ministry. Now, included in this budget was some funds that was requested to procure some items for students in Ghana, second cycle schools, like senior high school girls. And included in these items were sanitary pads. Now, honestly, let me play the devil's advocate. First of all, we all have been talking about free education. We have to go by the Constitution, F3, what the Constitution says that we should do for our students. Currently in a situation of Ghana, we cannot do everything at a go. So obviously, there are certain things that actually prevents the children from going to school. Those are the things that government thinks I can, do ABCD to make life quite comfortable for the children so that they won't even have any excuse of not being in school. Because the reality is that some girls don't go to school when they find themselves, at that time of the month, paying their dues. And it becomes quite hilarious for the privileged to find out that children are not going to school because of that, So government decided that, okay, as part of enhancing secondary education, those are some of the things that we want to procure to help the children, especially in deprived areas, so that they would find no excuse in not being in the classroom. Minority say against them. Why are you using money to go and buy sanitary pads for children? They don't understand why. But at the same, we have to cater for the children, and it's just on point. Majority got that on point. Now, in where I want to come in as playing the devil's advocate, in any case, majority, why do you also want to go and secure loans for that? Until you broke it to the sense that you need guy to go top part. Unless we actually go out, secure loans for such an activity, that's like, please. Let's get real. And like some of the MPs were saying in Parliament, and get serious. There are some things we should be able, not that we can, but we should be able to do it ourselves. So although the idea is good, the mode of doing it, I think, is very questionable. So please take note of some of these, concerns raised by the minority in parliament, and let's work at it. All the same, parliament, they say minority can have its say, but majority always have its way. So it has been passed, the budget has been passed, and they would actually release the funds for that activity. Let's see how that also pans out. Now let me move away from the education ministry and go into politics. We also hear that finally the NDC has actually outdoor its $20 million facility. You see, fair off. And now called V8, you know, Tundra, cause this is when you get all government in power. Anyway, congratulations for that edifice. But we expect that our lives in Ghana will look like that edifice you have actually put up. Away from that, Kwabena Japan in NPP is also saying that President Mohammed's failure is a legendary one. He has also be a legend. What I say? A legendary failure is what Mahama has exhibited, says Kwabena Japan, the party secretary of the NPP. Now into some sports, so we all know that what is his name? Kwesi Nyantechi actually held a press conference flanked by Kwesi Appiah and some of the officials of GFA addressing some of the issues of fallout from Brazil. But confirmation is that GFA officials have actually decided to maintain Kwesi Appiah. You know. Improve on his situation. So I won. I started the campaign and it's good. I think that a lot of people tapped into it and it's actually gone so far that we have decided to maintain Kwesi Appiah. I like it. It's good. This one is not about Brony or Bibini, but it's about the fact that we should be able to groom our own, or a Brony crown or a dear. We'll say to me groom it so that they manage the team. Now it's a toothless, you know. So it's a good thing we want to invest in Kwesi Appiah, and they have also assured that they will increase his salary, because if you remember when they went to Brazil, he was the second to last paid coach, involved in the Brazil tournament or the World Cup tournament. So GFA has promised that they are going to increase the salary of Kwesi Appiah. So man, if I'm down for, congratulations for that. Now, away from it, yesterday during the press conference, it sounded as though it was only the players that had caused something bad. Some journalists who went there were criticizing colleague journalists that the questions they were asking were off board. You know, because some of the things that we really wanted to find answers to, so really, sometimes when you really get these people, ask the questions. Make sure you ask it. Nobody will catch. As long as I want to be fast and see me con now by mini problem. mini problem, you know. So ask the questions as and when you get the opportunities. But they came out clarifying certain issues. Some people are satisfied. For me, I'm not really. I'm only satisfied on a part of Kwesi Appiah, you know. But still, I call for governments probing into the minority in parliament is also calling for it. Meanwhile, majority is saying that it's too early. Too early, saying. And Ghana, one thing we are really good at is the moment the issue comes up, within 3 months is that it dies off. If we don't tackle it before you know, we have forgotten about it and then things go haywire. Let's tackle it now, as it actually is in our courts, and play it as it is and lay things right in their right perspective. This is the first show. After all that, today I have decided to focus on health, and bring you some analysis of things you have to know within the health environment. If you want to stay bright, if you want to stay golden, if you want to stay healthy, you may want to stick by the show this morning. My focus is on the disease stroke. If there's any name that could be replaced with stroke, I don't know. The doctors will join me and then we talk about it. But stroke, what is it about? I know majority of Ghanaians will have people in their families who have been actually attacked with a disease stroke before. It's a very painful disease indeed. You don't want to see anyone attacked with stroke. It's serious. So we'll talk about it and then focus a little bit on natural healing as well. I'm sure at the end of the show you benefit one or two from it and then use it in your family. My name is Annie Efua Ampofu. You're welcome to the show again. I'll take you to the Be Motivated segment now.
That this heart